Bonsoir. What's up, y'all? My name is John. All right now we got to talk a little bit about French culture. Sure, I got a gun to my head because of my final project, and I don't really know much about France, but I learned so much in the past couple of weeks. We're going to talk about the music. We're going to talk about the language. We're going to talk about their contributions to our own American society. All right? So everybody sit back, relax, and get ready to go. Man, he blew. Oh, part of my French. What's good, y'all? All right, again, I just want to give you guys a little background about me. As I said before, my mom was born in Nice, France, right? But what's really crazy, she was adopted by Germanic American Jews. So, anyway, my father, he was born basically up the block over there in Harlem. Me, I was born in Queens, Elmhurst Hospital, 1981. A very violent year, by the way. But raised in that beautiful borough over there. Can you see it? Can we get a shot of Brooklyn over there? Doesn't Brooklyn look so beautiful? All right, back on me. One of the coolest things about my mom being born in France but adopted by American Germanic Jews, she holds 3 citizenships in 3 different countries. She holds a citizenship in France. She holds a citizenship in Israel and, of course, America. But my mom, she's a crazy white girl, and she does not want to leave New York City to save her life. All right? So now that we got that out the way, what I want to talk about quickly is I want to talk about the origin of the word France. According to what I've learned, it's Proto-Germanic, which basically means it's a sister language. It's the sister language of Germany. And what happens is Francon basically means spear and lance. Also, the name Frank means in German, it means free man. And if you look in history, you kind of see that the French were always rebelling against everything. They did not like any type of establishment. What's another beautiful thing about being American is the 7 Years' War. All right? During the 7 Years' War, what happened was it was basically a war with Europe, but it really took place here between England and France, of course. You know what I'm saying? So what they did was, while they were having their wars over there and their allegiances and allies and all of this great stuff, there was a war going on over here. It wasn't called the 7 Years' War here. It was actually called the French-Indian War. Now, what happened with that was basically the English colonies and the French colonies were fighting each other. The English colonies kicked the French's butt. That's also French, by the way. Kicked the French's butt. So what happened was that Canada, what is now known as Canada, used to be called Nouvelle France, which means New France. If you look at the old maps from the back in the 1800s, it actually says New France, Nouvelle France. And everything else in the 13 colonies was English. Then you had Louisiana, North Carolina, all of those were French colonies at the time. You understand what I'm saying? But they won the war, and the English kicked them out. But the English had their own problems coming, and we'll talk about that later. Just to give you guys a quick, brief little, I guess, an example or history of what I do. I myself work for my uncle's law firm, the law offices of Neil H. Rosenberg. He's my uncle through marriage, through the adoptive part, like I said. My direct job here, years ago, it used to be senior clerical officer, but right now, it's no longer that. I'm done with that. I am the interior decorator, and I am also the housekeeper. So as we take a walk and you look around, everything you see, the way the office is designed, the way the pictures are all laid out, I did that myself, by myself. I should have hired somebody, but anyway. So as we're walking, I find it funny because, when I was younger, and I used to have to go to Tabernacle with Nana, there was something that we had to read in the Jewish book, the Jewish Talmud, if you ever heard of that. There was a question that was posed to me. It was, how many red hairs does a white cow have to have before it's considered a red cow? Now, I forgot the answer, but the thing about that that's most beautiful to me is the fact that it's the same thing about English. How many French words does English have to have before it's considered to be French? And that's the next thing I want to talk about. I would like to talk about our own language. You would be surprised how much of French words are inside of our own English/American language. I mean, it's so much. We might as well say we speak French, right? Oh, there's one thing I wanted to clarify as well. North Carolina and South Carolina were not part of the French territories, forgive me. What I meant to say was Tennessee, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Illinois, Iowa, and Canada, of course. I probably forgot the rest, but the point is, French history and culture is greatly influenced American culture. I'm going to show you something. That's my girl, Teresa. I rescued her. When I bought her, she was a little shrub. She was somewhere stuck in an office somewhere, and I brought her out, and, well, that's Teresa. All right? So now what we're going to do is, I know, I don't want to overshadow Teresa. So now what we're going to do is, me, my cameraman, we're going to hop on the train, and we're going to go to a restaurant called the French Roast. And as we're going there, I want to talk a little bit about how many words from French are in our own language. All right? So in a moment, I'm going to get dressed, and then we're about to be out. Peace! You know what's so funny? I was just in the supermarket, right? And I bumped into a lady wearing a choker. Now, prior to me doing this project, I didn't even know where chokers originated from. Funny thing is, they originated from France during the French Revolution after the 7 Years' War, because we all know the French had many revolutions. But the funny thing is, chokers originally came from France, and they used to be red. They would wear red ribbons around their neck to commemorate, or how do you say, to reminisce on the people who had their heads chopped off. Now, it didn't exactly get popular until after King Louis XIV and his beautiful, lovely wife, who wanted everybody to eat cake, Marie Antoinette, were executed by the guillotine. Now, the guillotine is a funny thing. You got to think about the guillotine. The guillotine is originally the 18th centuries and the early 20th centuries toy gun. Because back in the day, just how you know that the guillotines and guns, they're very dangerous, the guillotine also was made as a toy. They made 2-inch high guillotines for little children to play with. And what they would do in France is behead rodents and behead little animals and all that sadistic stuff. But what's really cute that I found, that it was also a tabletop. It was a centerpiece for the tables at dinners. What they would do is they would take a piece of bread, they would put it under the guillotine and pull it, and it would use to slice bread, adding butter. Talk about morbid. Is morbid French? I don't think morbid's French. I think it's Latin. But the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So now what we're going to do is we're going to head on the 2 train right over there. And then we're going to go to West 11th. We're going to go to West Village, and we're going to hit the French Roast. Right? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Bah! How you guys doing? Okay, right now we're currently in the French Roast. It's a little quiet, cozy French bistro on the corner of 6th Avenue and 11th Street in the West Village. Alright? A few things I want to talk about is that first we ordered the steak frites, basically, which means fried steak. And while we're waiting on our food, I would like to talk about how much of French words are inside of the English language. And you'd be surprised how many words are in there. Words like resistance, revolution, absolution, words like charge, words like prison, cell, words like, so many words. And it makes me wonder, do I speak English or do I speak French? Later on, when I present this to class, I'm going to give you guys a handout of about 1,000 words that are actually French that are incorporated into our own language, when in fact actually it's about 80,000 words inside of the English language are actually French. Now if you think about how many words that is, you got to imagine there's only about 150,000 words inside of the English language, and 80,000 of them are French. The other funny part is that most of our English language is even English. It's part Germanic, it's part Latin, and it's part miscellaneous, which is another French word. But the point I want everybody to understand is that, you'd be surprised when you're learning the English language, you're actually learning 2 languages in one. You're learning English and you're learning French. So I think our food is about to come. I'm gonna have to clip it out right now, and I'll get back to you guys on that point in a moment. All right, our food came, and I'm not gonna lie, it's amazing. Normally I don't eat food, meat that's medium rare or medium anything. Normally I eat everything well done. I like my food so well done, my meat so well done. I like to wear it as a bulletproof vest. However, I would like to tell you all, you have never had French fries until you have French fries from a French restaurant. They put so many herbs and spices on it. You don't even need ketchup. And another little lovely thing that they gave us is this right here. Apparently it's mayonnaise with an herb called saffron. And it's supposed to be a very, very expensive type of herb. As a matter of fact, there's only 2 types of animals that can actually dig it out. Sort of like truffles, dogs and pigs. But the pigs have the best way to go about it. Alright? Moving forward from that, I'm gonna ask my cameraman, because now I took over the spot as cameraman because my cameraman got hungry, is how do you feel about the food?
Tastes good. Like very, very, very good.
And how about the french fries?
Fantastic.
What did you think about the meat?
I think
I meant to say bread. Oops, I meant to say bread.
it's pretty good
Why?
because it has that cheese and it also has garlic in it.
So it's almost a French version of garlic bread, right? Basically,
Yeah.
right? Okay, because I'm very self-conscious about the way I eat, I'm gonna clip it out now, and I'll let you know exactly how everything went when we're done. All right? Peace. Hey, what's good, y'all? All right, me and my cameraman. What's up, Matt? We just finished eating at the French roast. Let me tell you something. It was exquisite, parfait. I mean, it was amazing. We were both in there. We were kind of dead, tired, like, oh, we're tired, right, Mac?
Yeah.
And then we ate the steak. Oh my God, and the French fries. I didn't even use ketchup. That's how good it was. Let me tell you something. I am so happy. Thank you so much, Professor, for putting me on, to making me have to learn about French culture. You have helped me enrich my world so much. How about you, Mac? You know what I mean? So I want to say thank you again. Like I said, I'm going to conclude this tomorrow with the French words that are actually English, and I'm going to have the handouts for everybody. But thank you so much, and I'm glad you all came out on this little trip with me. All right? Bonsoir. Alright, and we're back. Yeah, I almost forgot to talk about the most important woman from France that lives in America right now. No, not Miss Universe. We're talking about the Statue of Liberty, which is another French word. But anyway, the wonderful thing about the Statue of Liberty is that for years we've always been taught that it was a gift from France. But not up until recently, I didn't even know why it was a gift from France. It was actually a gift from France because, oh, remember when I was telling y'all that France was going to find a way to get it, kick England's ass to get its, get them back? Well, what they did was they helped fund the American Revolution. France funded the American Revolution to stick it to, the King of England. So in turn, what happened is once we won, that started to spark off other ideas of liberty. And liberty around the 19th century was a very, very big deal. Because you know why? No one had it yet in the world except the United States. And, that was inspiring for the French. So what they did was to show, a token of appreciation for inspiration, I guess. They gave us the Statue of Liberty. And that is to be the direct, is, how would you say, the French connection between Americans and the French. And come to find out, even after, and the main reason why it was supposed to be a gift to Abraham Lincoln for, abolishing slavery. Because the person who had, commissioned it was an abolitionist and was against slavery and hated it. So once Abraham Lincoln did that, he felt it would only be poignant to give him a gift from France, the Statue of Liberty. Another fun tidbit is that after a lot of American slaves were freed, a lot of them went to France. And it's crazy because in France, and especially in places like Paris and Nice, they have large African American communities. They're not African American anymore. They're French people, but they come from African Americans who came to France, and they received such a warm welcome over there that a lot of them just stayed. And I could go on a list and a tangent about how many of them from there. I'll give you one. Dominique Wilkins is from France. You know what I'm saying? But he's a basketball player for the Atlanta Hawks, in case you don't remember. But yeah, like I said, I think I talked you all to death. I was only supposed to make a 5-minute video, but there was just so much to talk about, so much to cover. Like I said, I would say I'll see y'all tomorrow, but you guys are all in front of me right now, so peace. Patch.